U.S. Coast Guard intercepts Venezuela at sea. Then this happened. 5:47 p.m. local time, Eastern Caribbean Sea. The afternoon sun flashes against a rolling horizon as the USCGC Hamilton cuts a clean white wake across international waters. On the bridge, the air smells of salt, diesel, and discipline. It's supposed to be routine. A southbound patrol under U.S. Southern Command authority. Then the radar flares. New contact. Bearing 208 range 27 nautical miles. Speed increasing 20 knots and climbing. Every head on the bridge turns. The screen shows a tight echo, solid and fast steel, not fiberglass. Within seconds, the Combat Information Center confirms no AIS beacon, no response to standard maritime hails. Whatever's out there, it's running dark. The operations officer leans in, not a fishing boat. The captain nods once. Mark and monitor. Let's see what it wants. But the contact isn't meandering. It's driving a straight line, a deliberate intercept vector slicing toward the Hamilton's bow. The CIC tightens the plot. Hull signature matches a Guaycamacuto-class Venezuelan patrol vessel. Fast-armed and politically unpredictable. CPA under 10 miles and closing. That number means everything. Closest point of approach. It's how long before two ships stop being distant objects and start being problems. The captain stands steady at the bridge window. Hail in English, then Spanish. Record both. Unidentified Venezuelan naval vessel. This is United States Coast Guard cutter Hamilton operating in international waters. Alter course immediately. No reply. The same message goes out again, crisp Spanish. Still silence except for the soft hum of electronics and the deep pulse of Hamilton's engines holding steady at 15 knots. In the CIC screens glow green and amber. Radar sweeps overlap. The new contact keeps accelerating. 22 knots. 24. Its wake cuts sharper with every pass of the scope. Sir, CPA's down to 6 miles. Understood, the captain replies. Activate SLQ-32. Go active on surface search. Within seconds, the ship's electronic warfare suite comes alive, sweeping recording cataloging. It picks up faint emissions from the Venezuelan vessel, low-power radar, narrowband, consistent with targeting mode. Not a civilian signature, not by a long shot. From the bridge wing, binoculars find the glint of sunlight off gray steel. Twin masts, a 76mm gun forward. Venezuelan Navy markings visible even through the haze. The captain's jaw tightens. Maintain ROE, no course change yet, log everything. Below deck in the ready room, the MH-65 Dolphin crew preps on standby. Helmet visors down. Fuel checks complete. If the order comes, they'll be in the air in under 4 minutes, eyes in the sky for whatever's brewing out there. Up top, tension thickens like humidity. The Venezuelan cutter doesn't just hold course, it adjusts sliding between the Hamilton and a small skiff already tagged on radar. A suspected smuggler barely visible on the horizon. Sir, they're blocking the intercept lane. Copy that, the captain answers, voice even. Mark this as intentional interference. Hail again. Still no response. The silence feels deliberate, now the kind meant to provoke. On the bridge, every sound matters. The faint crackle of comms, the rhythmic ping of the radar, the hiss of sea spray against steel. The ship holds steady engines, humming like coiled muscles. Then the captain gives the order. Calm, precise. Prepare the over-the-horizon team. Launch the Dolphin. Get the RHIB wet. Alarms, chirp rotors start spinning, and in the span of seconds, calm waters turn into a battlefield of anticipation. The chase and the test of restraint has begun. 5:58 p.m. local time. The Hamilton's flight deck erupts into motion. Rotor blades blur orange in the sun as the MH-65 Dolphin lifts off, banking hard over the stern. Its turbines scream against the wind-bright fuselage cutting through the haze. Below, the sea crew lowers the RHIB, a rigid-hull inflatable boat, into the swell with hydraulic precision. Salt spray blasts across Kevlar vests and rifle barrels. As the boarding team climbs in, each man locked in and silent behind dark visors. RHIB away, the deck officer reports. The Dolphin circles wide overhead, 200 feet above the waves, its FLIR turret swiveling like an unblinking eye. Inside the cockpit, the sensor operator toggles thermal and visual feeds smuggler ahead. Venezuelan cutter closing fast. The three-vessel triangle is collapsing by the second. CIC to bridge CPA 3 miles. Venezuelan contact now at 24 knots and tightening. They're moving to intercept our RHIB. On the bridge, tension has a pulse. The Hamilton's captain grips the rail gaze, locked on the growing silhouette ahead. Gray-hulled twin masts, a rooster tail of white water boiling off its stern. The Venezuelan warship is pushing hard, its engines overstrained, its intent obvious. Record everything the captain says. No deviation from ROE. Maintain presence. The Hamilton holds course, refusing to yield. On the tactical screens, icons converge red, blue, yellow, each one representing men, machines, and 100 ways this could go wrong. Dolphin, this is Hamilton. Confirm you have visual. Affirmative, the pilot replies, calm over static. Venezuelan cutter closing across RHIB's path bearing 085. Intentional block. From above, the Dolphin's camera captures it all. The smaller skiff dead ahead, long and narrow, with twin outboards lashed aft. The RHIB slicing toward it, and the Venezuelan patrol ship muscling in, using its bulk to cut them off. RHIB hold vector, but be prepared for evasive, the operations officer calls out. Spray blinds the boarding team, but their focus never wavers. The coxswain leans into the throttle, knuckles white, maintain 40 knots. Don't flinch. For a few heartbeats, it's chaos layered on precision. Engines roar, radios crackle. The Hamilton's 5-inch deck gun pivots silently, tracking the hostile vessel, not aiming, just reminding. Then the Dolphin acts. From 250 feet up, it banks hard and fires a single bright flare across the smuggler's bow, a streak of daylight fire that explodes into red smoke. It's a textbook Coast Guard signal, non-lethal warning impossible to ignore. The smuggler reacts instantly, throttles down, bow slamming into its own wake. The crew aboard throws up their hands. One man collapses to his knees. RHIB, you're clear. Proceed with boarding. The inflatable boat surges forward, closing fast. U.S. Coast Guard, stop your vessel immediately. The shout booms across the loudhailer in both English and Spanish. No shots, no panic, just authority. Seconds later, boots hit fiberglass. Rifles low, eyes high. 3 men are detained without resistance. The cargo hold opens, tightly wrapped bales stacked under canvas. The boarding officer calls it in. Contraband confirmed. Cocaine. Estimated 1 ton. Repeat, 1 ton. Cheers don't belong here, but relief does. Another haul intercepted. Another network cut short. Yet even as the suspects are cuffed, a new voice breaks the channel. Bridge. CIC. Venezuelan cutter holding position 3 miles off. Still tracking us. No lights, no radio. The captain exhales through his nose, slow and measured. Keep cameras hot. No sudden moves. Above, the Dolphin keeps its orbit steady, watching 2 ships. Now 1 Coast Guard cutter finishing its mission, and 1 foreign warship lingering like a storm on the horizon. The smuggler is in custody. The evidence sealed. But the real test, the one between nations, isn't over yet. 6:41 p.m. local time. The Caribbean sun dips lower, turning the sea bronze. The Hamilton's decks glisten with salt water and sweat as the boarding team finishes securing the smugglers. Evidence bags, 22 burlap-wrapped bales stamped with green scorpion emblems, line the deck in neat photographic order. Chain of custody tags snap in the wind, 1 ton of pure cocaine sealed and logged. But the work isn't done. Not yet. 3 miles off the beam, the Venezuelan cutter still lingers, its silhouette motionless against the glare. The radar traces steady, no retreat, no advance. Just a gray shape holding station, close enough to watch, far enough to deny. In the Combat Information Center, the atmosphere feels electric. The room glows blue from monitor light. Contact holding constant bearing. 0 change in speed. The surface watch reports. still painting us intermittently with surface radar. The captain folds his arms, eyes on the tactical display. All right, maintain posture. No illumination, no targeting radar. Let them record what restraint looks like. He's calm, but every sailor in the room knows what's at stake. The mission has already succeeded. A major drug bust clean and by the book. But if that Venezuelan warship pushes even a few hundred yards closer, everything changes. Outside the Hamilton's 5-inch gun remains trained low, just visible enough to remind anyone watching that this ship isn't unarmed. Above, the Dolphin circles one last time before banking east, rotors thundering as it climbs to 500 feet and turns for home. 6:52 p.m. The radio finally crackles. A male voice, Spanish accent thick. United States vessel, we are on sovereign patrol duty. We observe only. The captain answers immediately. Tone clipped, but professional. Venezuelan naval vessel, your previous maneuvers were unsafe and have been documented. We are operating in international waters. Static. Then nothing. The line goes dead. Minutes later, the Venezuelan cutter shifts course. Its bow turns slightly starboard 1, 2, 3 degrees. The distance begins to grow. 5 nautical miles. 7, 9. Finally, the trace fades to a ghost on the radar screen. On the bridge, the captain finally exhales. Log it. File the report with Southcom. Mission complete. Relief ripples through the crew, but it's quiet. The kind of relief that doesn't celebrate, just steadies. They know how close this came to turning into headlines. Down below, the RHIB team stows their gear. In the hangar, the Dolphin's engines whine to a stop. The sea calms as if the ocean itself is exhaling. But the day's meaning runs deeper than a single seizure. This wasn't just about drugs, it was about boundaries. Political, tactical, and psychological. Weeks earlier, the U.S. Coast Guard, backed by Navy intelligence, had struck 2 Venezuelan smuggling boats operating far from home waters. Caracas called it piracy. Washington called it law enforcement. Since then, Venezuelan patrols have become more aggressive, pressing closer, shadowing U.S. ships, trying to blur the line between sovereignty and showmanship. The Hamilton just sailed through that line, literally and figuratively, and came out clean. No collision, no shots fired, no diplomatic scandal. Just professionalism under pressure. That's the Coast Guard's quiet power. Unlike the Navy, it wears 2 uniforms at once, soldier and cop. Under Title 10 of U.S. law, it's a military service. Under Title 14, it's law enforcement. That duality makes every cutter a courtroom on steel, enforcing the law 1 minute, holding the line of national defense the next. Tonight, as Hamilton steams north with its evidence secured and prisoners under guard, the report will travel fast through Southcom, through Washington, and across Caracas. Each side will read the same data but tell a different story. Venezuela will say it was defending its waters. The U.S. will say it upheld international law. Both are technically true, and that's what makes these encounters so dangerous. In the gray zone between law and war, the winner isn't the one who shouts the loudest, it's the one who keeps control. The Hamilton proved that today, discipline over impulse, precision over provocation. And for those watching the Caribbean's shifting tides, one thing is certain, this won't be the last time steel shadows steal out here. The lines are drawn, but the sea never stops testing them. So here's the question for you. Should the U.S. Coast Guard expand its patrols in the Caribbean after the September strikes, or does restraint send a stronger message? Drop your thoughts below. If you found today's breakdown insightful, hit like, subscribe, and join the fleet for loyalty badges, priority responses, and early access to our next real-world encounter at sea. Because in these waters, every nautical mile tells a story, and sometimes that story ends with smugglers in cuffs and a Venezuelan warship disappearing into Hamilton's wake. Fair winds, calm seas, and see you in the next one.